Hey everyone, and welcome. If you work in the garment industry, you know quality is king. But have you ever wondered how the big players make sure everything is perfect without checking every single item? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on their secret weapon, AQL, or the Acceptable Quality Level. Let's jump right in and figure out how it all works.
All right, to really get why AQL is such a game changer, let's start with a high-stakes problem that pretty much every factory has to deal with on a daily basis.
So picture this, a massive order for a huge international brand just landed on your desk. The deadline is tight, the pressure is on, and their reputation and yours is on the line. How on earth do you guarantee quality?
We're talking 3,500 pieces. That is an absolute mountain of clothing. Just think about the sheer amount of time, the number of people, the cost that would take to inspect every single seam and every stitch on every one of those garments.
I mean, let's be real. Is checking every single piece even possible? And maybe more importantly, even if it was, is it the smartest way to use your team's time and your company's money? Almost always the answer is a big, fat no. There's gotta be a better way, right?
And that better way, you guessed it, is AQL. This is the powerful, statistical tool that the entire global garment industry relies on. So let's break down what it actually is.
Okay, so here's the core idea. AQL isn't about achieving absolute perfection, because that's often impossible. It's about setting a really clear statistical limit, a standard for what's good enough to ship out the door.
And this is its magic right here. Instead of looking at thousands of garments, you might only check a few hundred. And from that small, random group, you can make a super solid, statistically backed decision about the entire batch. It is the definition of working smarter, not harder.
But hold on. Before you can even start inspecting, you have to know what you're looking for. And AQL forces you to be specific. Because, and this is key, not all defects are created equal.
Think about this for a second. Imagine finding a stray needle left in a shirt. That could seriously injure a customer. It's a total disaster. Now compare that to a single loose thread on an inner hem. Yeah, it's not great, but it's hardly a crisis. AQL is designed to understand this huge difference.
This brings us to the three main categories of defects. First, you've got critical defects, like that stray needle. These are safety issues, and they have absolutely zero tolerance. Find even one, and the whole shipment could be rejected. Then you have major defects, which are flaws a customer would definitely notice and probably return the item for. The standard AQL for these is usually 2.5. And finally, you have minor defects, the little things most customers won't even see, which usually have a more lenient AQL of 4.0.
Okay, enough with the theory. Let's make this real. Let's go back to our 3,500-piece order and see exactly how to apply AQL, step by step.
The whole thing really boils down to a beautifully simple three-step process. You figure out how many items you have in total, you determine how many you need to check, and then you make the final call.
Step 1, super easy. The lot size is just the total number of garments in our order. So, for us, that's 3,500 pieces. Done.
Now for step 2, we figure out our sample size. And this is where it gets cool. Using a standard AQL chart, we'd see that for a lot of 3,500, we only need to randomly pull and inspect 200 pieces. Just 200. Think about that for a second. You've just gone from inspecting 3,500 items down to a way more manageable 200.
Now, let's say the buyer specified that they'll accept an AQL of 2.5 for major defects. By the way, this is a really common standard in the industry. This number is our benchmark for quality.
And here it is, the moment of truth. Based on that AQL of 2.5 and our sample size of 200, the AQL tables give us a crystal clear pass or fail number. If you find 10 or fewer major defects in your sample, the entire lot of 3,500 pieces passes. But if you find 11 or more, the entire lot fails. It's that simple, that data-driven, no arguments, no guesswork.
So why are we geeking out about this? Because understanding AQL isn't just about passing inspections. It's a fundamental skill that will literally shape your career in quality assurance.
Look, when you master AQL, you are speaking the exact same language as massive international buyers like Primark, M&S, or Adidas. You're not just a checker anymore. You're making confident, data-backed decisions that protect your company from huge financial risks. Honestly, this knowledge is the direct path to becoming a QA manager.
And this really says it all. AQL isn't just a task you perform. It's a professional mindset.
It is the difference between just finding faults and strategically managing quality on a global scale.
So now I want to turn it over to you. How does this actually apply to your day-to-day work? What are the quality standards you're working with? I'm genuinely curious. Drop a comment below and let us know what AQL your factory uses. Thanks for tuning in.